Oakwood Village was a place of scenic beauty, yet shrouded in an eerie atmosphere. It was known for the mysterious legends that had been passed down through generations, instilling fear in the hearts of its inhabitants. One such legend was the Blood Moon ritual. According to the folklore, on the night of the blood moon, the villagers had to perform a special ceremony. On this ominous night, they would choose one person as a sacrifice, believing that it would protect them from calamity. However, no one had ever dared to verify the truth behind the ritual, living in fear and uncertainty. Jake Harris was no exception. He had been told this terrifying tale since he was a child, and it haunted him even to the point of trembling as night fell. As Jake grew older, he left for the city, where he became entangled in the busy whirlwind of life. Yet, fate had other plans for him. One day, his father fell seriously ill, and he rushed back to Oakwood Village. Returning after a long absence, he found the village still surrounded by its natural beauty, but he couldn't recapture the sense of serenity he once had. Back in the village, Jake reunited with his childhood friend, Erin. She chose to stay in the village and worked as a librarian in the local library. Erin welcomed Jake warmly, her smile as bright as ever. However, as he thought about the legend of the Blood Moon, he hesitated to share the story with her. Perhaps she would believe in something different, he hoped, yet unease gnawed at his heart. As Jake returned to Oakwood Village, it seemed to exude a sense of tranquility he once knew. However, he couldn't forget the ominous shadow of the village's eerie legend. His childhood friend, Erin, welcomed him with her usual warmth, embracing him with open arms. Freed from the hustle and bustle of his daily city life, Jake found himself reminiscing about happier memories. Visiting places they used to play as children and listening to old tales brought back a wave of nostalgia and joy to his heart. Yet, the tale of the Blood Moon ritual continued to haunt him. One evening, summoning his courage, Jake finally confided in Erin about the terrifying legend. Although she initially brushed it off as mere superstition, her worried expression didn't escape his notice. "Jake, don't let those scary stories get to you. Legends passed down through generations are often just tales," Erin reassured him with a gentle smile. However, doubts lingered in Jake's mind. As the night of the blood moon approached, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss with the villagers. Some appeared to be haunted by nightmares, while others exhibited strange behaviors. Together, Jake and Erin delved into ancient tomes at the village library, gathering information about the blood moon ritual. Slowly, they uncovered the unsettling truth that the ritual involved the selection of a sacrificial victim as the night of the blood moon drew near. Armed with this chilling knowledge, the two of them resolved to persuade the villagers, but little did they know what awaited them. As the night of the blood moon drew near, Oakwood Village became shrouded in ominous signs. Fear and unease were palpable in the villagers' expressions, and a strange aura enveloped their daily lives. Jake and Erin tried to talk to the villagers, seeking answers about what was happening, but no one seemed willing to speak the truth. No one offered any information willingly, leaving the two of them at a loss. Amidst the whispers, they heard rumors of a peculiar ritual taking place in the old church at the heart of the village. Intrigued and apprehensive, Jake and Erin decided to venture to the church. Upon entering the church, they were greeted by the eerie sight of a blood-like red moon ominously shining above. The villagers stood in a row, led by a mysterious figure they didn't recognize. Chanting incantations and eerie music filled the air. Jake and Erin were left speechless, witnessing this dreadful scene. They couldn't comprehend if the villagers were being controlled by the power of the blood moon or if they willingly participated in the ritual. In that moment, one of the villagers spotted Jake and Erin and began walking toward them. His eyes seemed possessed by madness, sending shivers down their spines. "Join the ritual. Submit to the power of the blood moon," he said with a cold, sinister grin. Feeling a sense of imminent danger, Jake and Erin found themselves paralyzed with fear, unable to escape. The terror and despair they faced were beyond anything they could have imagined. What dreadful fate would the blood moon ritual lead them to? Having witnessed the terrifying spectacle of the blood moon ritual, Jake and Aaron couldn't hide their bewilderment at how the villagers seemed to be acting under the influence of the blood moon's power. Despite their desperate attempts to persuade the villagers, their efforts proved futile. The villagers appeared to be trapped in fear, seemingly devoid of their own will. I wonder what's happening. This village might be cursed by the power of the blood moon, Jake mumbled, a sentiment shared by Aaron. Determined to get to the bottom of the situation, the two of them embarked on a search for old books and records that held clues within the village's history. They believed that the key to breaking the curse lay somewhere in the past. As days passed, they made significant discoveries. The blood moon ritual was a curse created by ancient mystical forces, passed down through generations in the village. The ritual allowed the village to be temporarily free from calamity by offering a sacrifice, but once the curse was reactivated, it demanded new victims. Jake and Aaron were horrified by this dreadful truth, but knew they had to find a way to end the blood moon ritual. With the night of the blood moon fast approaching and time running out, they embarked on a perilous quest. Their journey was fraught with challenges, but they persevered, deciphering historical records and delving into the village's hidden secrets in search of the solution to break the curse. Would Jake and Aaron manage to find a way to free the village from the clutches of the curse before it was too late? The night of the blood moon arrived. Despite their fear, the villagers commenced the ritual of selecting a sacrifice, following the ancient tradition. Jake and Aaron, with determination in their hearts, attempted to persuade the villagers to stop the ritual, but their words fell on deaf ears as fear had gripped the villagers' minds. In a desperate last resort, Jake found an ancient incantation that could seal the power of the blood moon, believing it to be the only way to halt the ritual of sacrifice. Together, he and Aaron deciphered the spell and headed towards the site of the ritual. However, when they reached the location, the ritual was already underway, and the villagers were fully immersed in the merciless process of selecting a sacrifice. With his heart pounding as if it might burst, Jake attempted to recite the incantation. Aaron held his hand tightly, supporting him through the ordeal. As the incantation was uttered, the radiance of the blood moon momentarily dimmed, and the villagers' movement ceased. Jake seized the opportune moment to address them, his voice shaking with emotion. There's no need to sacrifice anyone further. There's a way to break the curse of the blood moon. The villagers were shaken and skeptical, but they began to listen to his words. Yet, the effect of the incantation was temporary, and the power of the blood moon started to surge once again. It's too late. Among the villagers, Aaron was chosen as the sacrifice. Overwhelmed with despair, Jake regretted the failure of the incantation. He struggled to save Aaron, but the relentless power of the blood moon closed in on them. Aaron was enveloped in the moon's glow, gradually fading away before Jake's eyes. He was shattered by an overwhelming sense of despair and grief. The burden of not being able to save her consumed his heart, and the village was once again enveloped in silence. Unable to break the curse of the blood moon, Jake made the painful decision to leave the village. Carrying his feelings for Aaron in his heart, he departed from the village shrouded in the shadow of the blood moon. Oakwood Village returned to tranquility, but the curse of the blood moon seemed to persist, unchanged. Jake could not forget the sorrow and regret of losing Aaron, and her memory remained etched in his heart. Even after returning to the city, he tirelessly searched for a way to break free from the curse of the blood moon. He consulted mystical books and sought wisdom from sages, but the answer eluded him. Several years passed, and Jake still could not forget Aaron. In his quest to bring peace to the village and fulfill her unfulfilled wishes, he decided to find one last hope. Returning to the village of Oakwood, he was welcomed by the villagers, but the shadow of the blood moon still loomed over them. They held their grief deep within and seldom spoke of the past. Jake delved into the mystery of the blood moon ritual, revisiting the old books he had once explored with Aaron. Within them, he discovered hidden clues that held the key to breaking the curse. Studying the books for a long time, he finally found a way to undo the curse. It was a formidable challenge that required great determination, but for Aaron's sake and the future of the village, he was determined to face it. In his pursuit to end the curse, Jake persuaded the villagers to stand with him, calling upon them to rise against the Blood Moon's power. The villagers, moved by his passion and determination, began to regain hope and started cooperating to break the curse. Together, Jake and the villagers embarked on a fierce battle, confronting the power of the Blood Moon. Their struggle was arduous, but they pressed on, united by a common purpose. The bond between them grew stronger, and they found strength in each other. As the night of the Blood Moon approached, their determination reached its peak. They stood at the heart of the village, ready to face the ancient curse head-on. With all their hearts and spirits joined together, they recited the ancient incantation that Jake had discovered. The night sky glowed eerily as the moon took on a crimson hue. The power of the Blood Moon seemed to intensify, challenging their resolve. But they did not waver. Their collective determination and the love they held for their village and for Aaron fueled their courage. The curse began to weaken, and the crimson glow of the moon began to fade. A profound silence filled the air as they waited for the final moment. As the last words of the incantation left their lips, the Blood Moon's curse shattered, dispersing like mist. The village was finally free from the sinister grasp of the ancient ritual. Exhausted but victorious, the villagers embraced each other, tears of relief and joy streaming down their faces. Aaron's spirit seemed to surround them, enveloping them in warmth, as if she was finally at peace. Oakwood Village would forever remember the sacrifice Aaron had made, and her memory would live on as a beacon of hope and strength for the community. Though the scars of the curse would remain, the villagers would forever honor Aaron's memory and the unity they had found through their trials. In the end, the legacy of the Blood Moon ritual became a testament to the power of love, friendship, and the unyielding spirit of those who dared to confront the darkness.